ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Thursday, January 30th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line this hour is going to be 304-396-TALK. That is 304-396-8255. Brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop. Coming up today on the program about 5:30, we're going to hear from Associate Athletics Director of Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement, Ryan Crisp. A lot of events coming up, of course. We got to talk about swimming and diving happening this weekend. Men's basketball, the next 3 home games. Also, we've got tennis to get into. We've got basketball to get into for the women as well. They'll be returning soon. So he'll be with us to talk about a lot of those things. We've got softball to talk about as well. Season tickets for baseball. Action is going to be taking place soon on the diamond as well for softball. All of that. And you know what? We've got a dignitary on the show today. The Sun Belt Conference Preseason Player of the Year is with us in a few minutes, Brooklyn Ulrich. And she led the team with a .349 average, 69 hits, 48 RBI last season. And here's one, 84 overall nationally. Top 100. I mean, top 90. Come on, top 85. Let's go ahead and just call it what it is. She's going to join us here in a few minutes. She was also recognized as the 5th-ranked second baseman nationally, and also several other accolades. So we're going to talk to her in the next few minutes. Later on, we're going to get you set for Marshall, taking on Georgia State here at the Cam Henderson Center. So all of that's coming up. We're going to take our break early because Brooklyn's already here. That's what I like about softball, always on time, ahead of schedule. She's joining us next on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Giovanni's Pizza. Fresh, hot, and tasty. Have it delivered right to your door. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. If you're a sports fan, we have what you want. From the biggest game in professional football, NBA, NCAA basketball, and the NHL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials we have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check us out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union has been serving the Huntington community for 70 years and is proud to announce our newest location in Lavalette is now open. Wayne County residents, you now have access to a modern banking facility, a full range of services, advanced technology, expert financial advice, and even a smart coffee kiosk cafe. Learn more about Metro Community Federal Credit Union online at metrocommunityfcu.com or visit us today on 5th Street Road. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Save big money on everything for your painting and staining projects now at Menards. Add beautiful color to your projects with Minwax water-based wood stain. This penetrating stain delivers color that showcases wood grain in one single coat and dries in 1 hour. Get a quart for $15.49 at Menards. Plus, check out Minwax's 2025 Color of the Year, Violet, in store and on Menards.com. View the weekly flyer for more great deals going on now through February 2nd.
Save big money at Menards.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Hey, Celia, what's your goal for the new year?
This year, I'm going to put forth more energy to be a better person.
Well, what a coincidence. Clark's Pump and Shop has Venom energy drinks, 2 for $2, and Monster energy drinks, 2 for $5.50.
And assorted Snickers standard size candy bars, 2 for $3. And assorted Hostess snack cakes, 2 for $4.
Well, I'll put forth the energy to go to Clark's and get all that.
Hey, wait, I thought you were starting a diet.
Get the rest of this month's specials on the Clark's Pump and Shop app from your app store, and you can return, refresh, and refuel where? Happy New Year from Clark's Pump and Shop.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Miss an episode? Catch it anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're taking photos right now here. David O'Leary's taking photos of us. He's the SID for softball. Welcome back. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. My guest is the Sun Belt Preseason Player of the Year. Just the first of many titles that'll be coming her way soon. There will be a lot of Player of the Week accolades. There will be Conference Player of the Year. All of that. I'm just stacking all the awards here now. Brooklyn Ulrich is with us. Congratulations. That's a big honor. A lot of people respected your game from last year, and they think that you're going to be the top player this year.
Well, thank you. It's such an honor to get an award that is like so as prestigious as that one, especially for the coaches in the Sun Belt Conference to nominate me for that. So it's wonderful. I've never received something that great.
Where were you when you found out?
It was funny because we had just got done with the team meeting, and I had left because I had to go get a massage. It's kind of funny. And my coach was calling everybody to go back in, and she kept calling my phone as I'm like mid-appointment, and she told the whole team, and then she just called me after when I was done and called me and told me. So it wasn't with my team, but my team was able to find out before I ever did, so that was fun.
So they knew you were in the middle of an appointment.
Yeah.
You find out after they found.
Yeah, and Coach Z forgot all about it, and what kept calling me was texting me. My teammates were texting me to come back and that they were waiting on me, but it's great that they celebrated it for me. It was wonderful that they do such a thing for me.
So what was your first reaction?
I was surprised because D1 softball had come out with who they thought the preseason player of the year was, and those are people that aren't in the conference that nominate that, and it was somebody else. And then it's just so wonderful that the Sun Belt Conference coaches think highly of me as a player. So it's wonderful. Okay,
so you've got the accolade. Of course, you've had several accolades, and we mentioned earlier, 84th overall player nationally, 5th ranked second baseman. Mm-hmm. Those are some big accolades.
Yeah.
How do you keep it all in perspective? A lot of people are looking at you, think highly of you.
Yeah.
But how do you keep that in perspective, because you still have to go out and do it?
Exactly. Well, the way I keep it in perspective, I remind myself that was what I did last year. That has nothing to do with what I'm about to do this year and what my team is about to do this year. They helped me to succeed last year, and those are wonderful, but those stats, all in the past. I can't go back. I can't go add to them. I can't go change any of them, but I can help further my team this year and change it and be better this year. So they mean so much, receiving these awards, but at the end of the day, they don't mean anything. I just feel like I'm a good player and I'm on a great team.
How do you feel that you have progressed under Coach Z? What has she been able to bring out of you that has helped you get this far?
Well, she and I have talked so much, especially on the hitting side of the game. If you were to look back at my redshirt freshman year, well, even my freshman year, I didn't play at all. Couldn't really hit a ball, and then we go into redshirt freshman year, and I'm playing second base, and they flexed me a lot. So that means I only did the field side of the game. I never did the offensive side because I couldn't hit a ball. And she came in, and she's like, if we make a couple of tweaks, it's not that your swing is bad, it's just we need to change your approach in the box. And she started working with me, especially in individual practices, one-on-one, and she completely helped me flip a 180 with my swing. And it wasn't that my swing was bad before, but she helped to emphasize my strengths to make me better.
What have you seen from some of your other teammates? What's Coach Z been able to bring out of not only just last season, but getting ready for this season?
Yeah.
What have you seen? What have you been surprised by?
We have a lot of freshmen this year, and we have quite a few transfers. And when we're doing hitting practice, like offense is going to be a great game for us. We came up, I think it was second in the conference last year for hitting, and every day that we have hitting practice, we are challenged. We're seeing some of the hardest pitches, most challenging pitches possible during practice, that we're prepared to go out there and attack them in a game when they're going to be easier. So she's just giving us confidence that if we can hit the really hard pitches, we can hit the easy ones. And every pitcher's going to miss at least once in the at-bat.
Picked 9th under Coach Z this year in the preseason. What's that mean? Do you look at that and go, okay, just wait and see? You shut that noise out? How do you react when you see things like that?
I looked at that, and, they're ranking us based off of last year, how we performed last year. Now, was that how we wish that we would have done? And everybody wishes that we would have done better, but that's okay. That was our first year with a new coach, and we had players that were recruited by a different coaching staff, and that's completely understandable that they ranked us 9th. But I know our talent and the girls that we have on the team, and I can say this, we are going to surprise them, but we're going to live up to the expectation and the standard for us when we exceed that.
My guess, the softball player of the year preseason, Brooklyn Ulrich, and you've seen a lot of players come and go now.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
You've seen them. What's your early evaluation of some of your returning teammates? Who are you excited most to see back out there, and are there any surprises for us?
No, I mean, so Abby Darnley, she's probably going to be starting behind the plate for us this year, and she's a junior, and she's such a powerful asset to us. Not only does she crush the ball in the box, but also she's very smooth back there behind the plate, and she's able to demand strikes from our pitchers. So I think that's going to be an eye that we're going to need to keep on this year. Even Bella Gerlach, we're going to keep on watching her because she did amazing last year. That was so fun, being in the lineup and being back-to-back with her, because if I didn't get on, she definitely picked me up and did that. But we have a lot of younger freshmen that are going to be a good punch in our lineup, whether they're pinch hitting or they're going in for a substitution. They're going to be awesome. Tia TT, we're going to be watching her. She's going to have some great at-bats. And Diamond Leslie, that's going to be a great freshman to be watching this year.
You've also got an opportunity to showcase a lot of that talent early. Just looking at the schedule, you're not home until March, but you're on the road. You're taking on Texas Tech, Missouri, and we could go down the list and look at all the top teams. What excites you about this early portion of the schedule, especially the travel, especially the opponents?
Yeah, I'm pumped up. Once again, they're just another name. All that they got is that their conference, they just play different teams that are ranked higher than us. That's about it. Their name doesn't really mean much to us, but I'm excited for us to face them because we have a great pitching staff this year. We have, I believe it's 8 pitchers, and we're going to go at them. It's going to be great. We're going to give them a great run for their money because they have very talented pitchers, and we're just going to punch right back. We have Paige Maynard, transfer from Penn State, and she's going to be amazing. First game, first pitch, it's going to be great.
So the attitude is really Marshall softball is a name as well. And it's been for a long time.
Exactly.
And you feel like the transition's probably over now from last season to this year.
Oh, yeah. We're, the coaching staff got the ropes on everything. They understand how to run a team and that kind of thing. But I'm just excited. We're so ready because we don't picture it as we're an underdog facing these bigger teams. We picture it as we are equals. We just got to see which one slips up and which one, when we can catch them.
Is there an opponent or a destination you're a little excited for? Because it is an attractive schedule. Anyone who plays
awesome.
Would love to see this schedule.
Clemson's going to be really fun. I'm excited for that series. And then also against Oklahoma, we get to face one of, I think that they were ranked 3rd by NCAA or whatever it is. I'm excited to play them. Their number of ranking, it's just a number, but I'm excited to see some of the top players in the country and play against them.
Any destination as well? Any place you haven't been yet that you're excited to be going to?
I've been to everywhere that we're going. I love Clearwater, Florida, so I'm excited for that opening weekend against Texas Tech. That's going to be just amazing.
My guest is the Sun Belt Conference Preseason Player of the Year in softball, Brooklyn Ulrich, and you probably have taken on more of a leadership role now. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you relish, you're excited about, or is it something that you're learning still?
I played for a club team in high school and junior high that really pushed me to try and take on a leadership role, to become very vocal and be somebody that players can come and talk to. And I feel that I've become great at instructing. So that my leadership role is when players struggle or they're having a problem, they come and talk to me about how they can make adjustments, whether it's hitting or fielding. So that, and I don't know, it's just wonderful having great teammates that want to come and talk to me about anything and everything.
Is that a role that you sought out, or is this it fell into your lap and now you've taken on that role?
It kind of just fell into my lap. I've always been all about softball IQ. I love studying the game. I love seeing what I could do better. I love watching everybody else's swings and analyzing them and seeing why they hit a ball a certain way or how they could hit it better or how they could start their swing and set themselves up for better success. And I ended up starting a social media page. It's called Roll with Brooke on Instagram. And after walking through and being very descriptive on how to do things within the game, it has kind of built my credibility in that my teammates really trust me to talk to them and help coach them up in a sense, but on an equal playing field because we're equals.
Is that something you can see yourself doing in the future? Is coaching an end game for you? Is that where you want to be?
I've thought about it. I think coaching would be an amazing career for me, and I think I would succeed with that. Or opening up a facility of my own where I just train and do lessons and that kind of thing, or have my own team. I think all these options would be awesome, but I haven't quite decided that yet.
Marshall softball. You are a redshirt junior now, Brooklyn Ulrich. She's going to be with us for a little longer, thank goodness. The Sun Belt Conference Preseason Player of the Year. What got you started? What was it that made you decide, I want to play softball? What was that first thing that made you fall in love with the game and pursue it? My brothers played baseball, and having older brothers, it's and being the only girl, you want to be like them. You want to do all the guy stuff, go hang out with them, hang out with all their friends and just be a part of it. And they played baseball, and I started out by playing club baseball with my brother, and he's about a year and a half older than me, so I was playing with a little bit of older kids. And then I just got into softball after we started traveling for his club team. I wanted to do my own thing and make my own friends that were girls and just try to build that bond. So that's kind of how I got into it. I played baseball first and then chose softball. How supportive is he of what you do?
Oh, my brothers, they are so supportive. They watch all my games. They haven't been able to travel here to Marshall yet, but anytime it's streamed on ESPN Plus, you better believe they're one of the viewers watching.
So what's the age gap? You have two brothers, so
yep.
Close in age, or as far as there a between the brothers, is there an older, younger? How much?
My oldest brother, so I turned 22 in April. My oldest brother, he turns 25 this summer, and then my other brother, he's about a year and a half older than me, so he's 23 right now. So we're pretty close in age. My parents left a year between each.
Okay.
So we ended up going to high school together for 1 year, but that was about it.
My guest, the Marshall standout at second base, Sun Belt Conference Preseason Player of the Year, Brooklyn Ulrich. How important is it, with everything you're doing, you mentioned your social media account, how important is it for you to be sort of a positive force to maybe inspire the next person that wants to take up softball?
Yeah.
I know that's important for you because you're not doing all this instruction just to show off how great you are.
No, it's not even for that,
yeah,
right? I'm not getting money from it. I'm doing it out of my own free will, and especially for the lessons part. I do get lessons from doing this, but that allows me to kind of get coaching experience, but this just allows me to give players a sense of calmness when it comes to the recruiting process. You know, college isn't that scary. Some people might think it is, but college softball is amazing, and I think every athlete should try to go and play in college because that's the end goal at the end of the day. But it's just great.
And it's important you mention that. You know, you do, of course, you get compensation for lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. You're able to take advantage of that now. Maybe where that wasn't something you could do before, now you have that opportunity.
Right.
But it's still for the love of the game.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're not looking, and I think it's different in some of the other sports, but you don't see too much transfer portal, NIL, that come up in sports like softball.
Yeah. Unless you're like going to a really big school like Texas Tech, you know, their number one pitcher, that was crazy, 1.2 mil, but yeah, if you want to play softball at like a mid-major like Marshall, you got to want to do it for more than just yourself, more than just going because you got a scholarship and that kind of thing. But being able to inspire all these little girls, it makes my day. We do like a little sis program, and I get to meet all these girls outside of it, and I get to do lessons with them, and it's so amazing seeing how vibrant and how much they love the game at such a young age.
Does it surprise you still when they come up to you, they know you,
Yeah.
they just know who you are, and they probably know more about you than you do at that point?
Yeah, and I feel like I'm a really good speaker, but when somebody comes up to me, like a little girl, and she knows who I am, I like get awkward, and I feel like they're almost like fangirling over the fact that I'm like fangirling that they know me. So it's just wonderful. I feel like a kid, you know.
My guest, the Sun Belt Conference Preseason Player of the Year, Brooklyn Ulrich. Congratulations. That's a huge honor.
Thank you.
We knew that, you know, big things were in store for you. I know you're excited for this, and of course, this is just one of many accolades.
Exactly.
We've already got you planned for several Player of the Week awards. You know, we're gonna win the Conference Player of the Year. Let's go win the championship. Well, no pressure
Let's do it.
at all.
Yeah, no pressure at all. You know, it's just another day in the office.
First time that fans can see you actually in a game at home. We got to go all the way to March 7th. The warm weather will finally be here.
Oh, yeah.
And you're taking on Loyola University Chicago. The opponent doesn't matter. We got ways to go, but you know, March 7th. But of course, fans will be able to follow you ahead of time through social media and everything else.
Yeah, and we're gonna have some great home games this year. I believe that we play Liberty at home, and that's gonna be awesome. A lot of people are coming to us. We get to play Louisiana. That's going to be a great series, and I'm just pumped up for all of it.
Brooklyn, if people want to follow you on social, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Roll with Brooke. So it's kind of like turning a double play, roll a double play. You know, it's a little pun on words, but yeah, that's where everybody can find me, and I do a lot of instructional videos on there.
Okay, so everyone go follow you now, and you'll be posting. How many videos do you usually post?
Now that we're in season, it's probably going to be a couple per week.
Okay.
So it's going to be great.
Is it just instructional videos, or we get some behind-the-scenes stuff?
It's mostly instructional. I'm thinking about doing a couple like day in the life so that people can see behind the scenes this year, but it's a lot of like highlights, how I have the swing I have, how I field and do this kind of play on the field when I need to.
Okay. Congratulations. We'll talk to you soon, hopefully.
Thank you so much.
When we continue, Ryan Crisp is going to join us. Also, Tyler Kennett is come by from HT Media. We're going to talk to him later on as well on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Hit the road with the all-new University Ford. Shop our inventory of new Fords and used vehicles starting below $20,000. Fifth Avenue, Huntington. And online at universityfordwv.com. We are University Ford. Driving tradition forward.
Giovanni's 20th Street is a place to be before, during, and after the game. 14 great beers on tap, plus classic Giovanni's pizzas, pastas, calzones, sandwiches, and wings. Never miss a minute of the action with 10 TVs now at Giovanni's 20th Street. And Giovanni's 20th Street has never looked or tasted better. Under new ownership and management. Dine in, get it to go, or have it delivered. Order online at Giovanni'sPizzaPower.com. 20th Street Giovanni's, right on Marshall's campus, across from Edwards Stadium.
Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with kids, finances, insurance, and life? Well, let your State Farm agent help you simplify and get to a better state. With State Farm handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and help you get ahead. Call an agent today and get to a better state with State Farm. In Huntington, Ray Crabtree, 304-736-8181. In Milton, Russ McRae, 304-743-9318. And in Lavalette, Jason Elkins, 304-529-7555.
At Poca Valley Bank, a handshake can still mean the start of a great relationship. We've been greeting customers with a handshake since 1908. Why settle for less? If you're purchasing your first home or planning for your future, Poca Valley Bank is here to support you with personalized service and local expertise. They are your trusted advisors. Why settle for less when you can experience banking with a team that truly cares? Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Visit PocaValleyBank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. If you're a sports fan, we have what you want. From the biggest game in professional football, NBA, NCAA basketball, and the NHL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials we have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check us out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Now is the time to add on a new bathroom or remodel your old one with the latest up-to-date bathroom fixtures from Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Come in today to Mutual Wholesalers' beautiful showroom and see how your new bathroom will look. Check out Acre by Max. Have a new bathroom this year. Mutual Wholesalers, locally owned and operated, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Call 304-525-9118.
Our Kindred Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
the trauma surgeons at Marshall Surgery, online at marshallhealth.org/surgery. Swisher and Losi Pharmacy, independently owned with free local delivery and drive-through service. 636 East Main Street in Pomeroy, Ohio. Crow Hustle Funeral Home, serving your family is our calling. 304-675-2630.
Hit the road with the all-new University Ford. Shop our inventory of new Fords and used vehicles starting below $20,000. Fifth Avenue, Huntington. And online at universityfordwv.com. We are University Ford, driving tradition forward.
Hi, this is Dave Wilson, host of Metro News Talk Line, and you're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Welcome back to our Thursday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We go from the Sun Belt Conference Preseason Player of the Year in softball to the everyday champion of Marshall Athletics, the Associate Athletics Director, Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. Ryan Crisp is with us. It's good to talk to you again. It's been a little bit.
You as well, Paul. Brooklyn, she's an all-star, huh? I mean, on the field, off the field, she's incredible. We're lucky to have her, and she's a true testament to what our student athletes are and how big green dollars and NIL dollars, how they help us, and it's great that we have student athletes like that all over our campus, and that's truly what we're here for, is helping young people reach their full potential, and she's a true testament to that.
I know you were off to the side when we were talking to her just a few minutes ago. She mentioned that we were talking about just how she's out there and having an impact on students. And in softball, you really don't hear that much about transfer portal unless you're a superstar, which she could be, absolutely. And you come to Marshall, it's not necessarily about NIL deals. You got to want to play. And she also does instruction on the side. She's probably the true definition of what it's all about.
She is, especially when you think about true NIL, especially at our level and the name, image, and likeness. She's using her name, her image, her likeness to have those one-on-one training sessions outside, make a little extra cash, and at the end of the day, she's influencing, young softball players in our area, as well as bettering herself.
She definitely has a bright future ahead of her. But enough about Brooklyn. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about everything else that's going on. I think we should start about the big thing this week. And no, I'm not talking about Mike Green. I'm not talking about the game tonight. I'm talking about the fact that now we've got some Herd-branded coffee, which makes people happy. Anytime that they can drink coffee that's Herd-branded. Yeah, we've joked about that Herd energy drink I'm still waiting for.
Yeah.
We're getting one step closer here with the coffee. How'd that come about? And how important is it to start seeing deals like this?
Yeah, for sure. So our NIL partnership with Athlete Advantage went out and got this deal done with Banner Year Coffee. They're a brand new company that specializes in this exact area, and they have a few different schools that they're already under contract with, but we were one of the first. And so they're nice enough to donate 20% of the sales here early on. Then that'll turn into 10% of the sales that come back to us. But I think it's a great partnership, and it's something that, 80% of Americans drink every morning. So it's a great way to support the Herd as well as get you your caffeine kick in the morning. And there's 3 different blends there, the light, the medium, and the dark roast. And so they got it all. And it's a great partnership, and we're excited for it. And it's one of those great ways that we can help raise money for NIL and make sure our student athletes have everything they need.
Is that going to be something that you have to order, or will it eventually be on the ground in retailers around the area?
Yep. As of right now, it's online only. Like I said, they were founded in 2024, so they're less than a year old. And so they are working on some retail partnerships and seeing how that can work. We're working on getting them within our venue where we can sell the coffee within the venue, and all those little details that can help add up and expose the brand even more. So we're working through all that, but as of right now, it's online sales early, and I can tell you from their message to us, day one sales were really strong. So I appreciate Herd fans, stepping up and purchasing the coffee.
Henderson Center needs a barista.
That's right. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Can make that happen, Ryan.
Especially for next Wednesday, the 9 p.m. start. Have a little coffee in the concourse before.
Are you going to be able to stay up for that? You're a family man. You going to be able to handle that?
I got to take a nap. Already scheduled on my calendar, 3 to 4 nap time.
I can't do the show from here. I mean, I could, but I'd be sitting here alone for a long time.
You would, yeah.
Absolutely. So 9 o'clock, national TV, Marshall versus Arkansas State. Coach Jackson's already challenging the fans to be out tonight for this one. Then they'll challenge them again for Saturday. And then for that, things are picking up for basketball. Have you seen what kind of crowd maybe we can expect tonight? Any idea of ticket sales picking back up as the Herd's starting to roll through its competition?
For sure. No, obviously they're playing really well right now. And, I think tonight will be the largest crowd of the year. Then Saturday has a pretty good chance to get to the number we all want and that sellout number. So the tickets are moving really good. I think now students are back in session, so we really, from a marketing standpoint, put a big focus on students the next 3 games. We got a giveaway for them each of the next 3 games. And I know from a student ticket claim number early, it'll be the most number of students we had at a game so far this year as well. So they create the energy from the beginning. And so students are going to come out. I know our fans are going to show up. It should be a great contest tonight. And then one more Saturday at 4 p.m. And then next Wednesday, like you said, 9 o'clock, the game time changed because it got picked up by ESPNU. So a little national television game, which is always going to be a good time.
Brian Crisp is with us, the Associate Athletics Director for Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. I'm your host, Paul Swann, on today's edition of The Drive here at the Cam Henderson Center. Henderson Center is going to be a busy place here in the next few weeks. We've got swimming and diving. Things have been going well for that program. Tennis is going to be in action against Wake Forest on the 2nd as well. All of that happening with basketball. How can you weave all of that in? That's got to be challenging. But if you're a fan, you've got some opportunities here to spend a couple of days with the Herd long term. For sure. Yeah, no, I think, obviously it's crossover season, which is great. So there's so many things going on, and baseball and softball will be here before you know it. But from tonight through Sunday, we got your entertainment covered in some way or another. So basketball tonight, tennis tomorrow, swimming on Saturday, along with basketball again on Saturday. And then Sunday at 2 o'clock, baseball is going to have an open scrimmage. We're also going to do a choose a seat. If you haven't had your season
season tickets yet. And also breaking news, not public yet, but we're going to launch a 10-game mini pack on Sunday as well. So if you're not able to attend all the games, but you want to maybe get to 10 or so, come on out on Sunday and pick a seat, and that'll be the first opportunity to purchase a 10-game mini plan for the baseball season. Weather looks really good for Sunday, so we're excited to open up the Jack and give everyone their little first taste of Marshall baseball.
Okay, so keep an eye out for the socials on that. Baseball.
Whew.
Yeah.
Here we come.
Yeah.
Less than 30 days now.
What's
for a home game?
What's new? What can we expect from year 2? We've talked about in the past, you got to learn the facility. You got to learn what works and what doesn't work. And, of course, this isn't a static facility. You want to always make sure it's top of the line. It's going to be the best experience in the Sun Belt, maybe in college baseball. I know that's always the goal. What worked? What can we see coming back? And what's new that maybe should excite fans?
Yeah, for sure. So, like you said, we learned the facility. We did. Even during the season last year, the stadium wasn't completely done yet. There were still a lot of things that fans would never see that weren't done yet. And so a lot of the wiring and technology, the IT world, they were still working on through that, all the way throughout the summer, even into the fall a little bit. So the scoreboard will be able to do some more things with in terms of live video and different promotions that we can do with the scoreboard. Promotional-wise, I think we have 10 different giveaways that we're going to do throughout the year. So there's 27 home games, and on 10 of those, there'll be a giveaway of some type, which is really cool. So our team's done a great job of researching and finding things that work for our fans that they'll want. And then the last thing I think is something that we just signed the other day is Buddy's Barbecue is going to be the concessionaire within the stadium. And so be on the lookout for that, for different menu and some more promotional things that we can do, and some specials for certain days of the week and all that good stuff. So we're excited about Buddy's being in there full time and really getting to take advantage of our fans at Jack Cook Field.
All we need to do is talk to Buddy's about a barista now.
That's right.
Get some of that coffee in there.
It'd be great.
Ryan Crisp is with us. He is a very busy individual. He is the Associate Athletics Director for Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. What's maybe coming up that we didn't touch on that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think there's really 3 things. I think a couple we've already talked about, but, season ticket renewals are going live within the next probably 3 to 4 days. There's still some things we need to clean up a little bit, but be on the lookout for football season ticket renewals. Spring game, April 12th. We're already on sale on herdzone.com for tickets for that game and parking passes. They'll be on the season ticket renewal application to be able to purchase your tickets to that game. So, go ahead and get your tickets in advance and help support our football program. Then the last thing, something we put a save the date out on social media last week, I believe. Bingo at the Ballpark, a brand new event that we're doing that's going to be a fundraiser for the Marshall Athletic Fund, the annual fund within the Big Green Scholarship Foundation. First time event. We actually had another meeting on it today and wrapping up some of the fine details on that thing. But it's going to be really cool. There's going to be some major prizes that will be able to be won. A really good keynote speaker that people will be really excited about. And so we're excited to do bingo at the ballpark and play a little bingo in the ballpark and have some a great keynote speaker and raise money for the herd.
Ryan Crisp, the Associate Athletics Director, Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. You'll be throwing out the first pitch, right?
For baseball?
For baseball,
I don't
softball,
think so.
no?
I don't know. No. Maybe the day before for like our practice, the pre-run, I can do it. But for the actual game, I think we have a good star coming in to throw the first pitch for the first game. So it'll be good. It'll be better than me, and it'll be a strike.
It'll be a strike. It'll be better than Ryan. You're going to tease that anymore, or just?
Nope, just that right there.
Okay.
Just that.
All right. Fair enough. You did drop some knowledge on us today with the 10-pack. So
that's right.
Keep an eye on socials for that. Ryan, good talking to you. We will see you soon. Probably not next Wednesday since we've got the long night ahead of us.
That's right.
And you've got to get a nap.
That's right. 3 to 4, my nap time.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you coming
Appreciate
by.
it, Paul. Go ahead.
When we continue, Tyler Kennett's with us from HD Media. He's wearing this Detroit Lions hat. We'll try not to mention that too much when we continue on today's edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
At Poca Valley Bank, a handshake can still mean the start of a great relationship. We've been greeting customers with a handshake since 1908. Why settle for less? If you're purchasing your first home or planning for your future, Poca Valley Bank is here to support you with personalized service and local expertise. They are your trusted advisors. Why settle for less when you can experience banking with a team that truly cares? Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Visit PocaValleyBank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. If you're a sports fan, we have what you want. From the biggest game in professional football, NBA, NCAA basketball, and the NHL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials we have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check us out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Giovanni's has great Italian dishes. Spaghetti with meat sauce, lasagna, ravioli, manicotti, all dinners served with hot garlic bread or Italian rolls. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
You've cut back on everything and you're still coming up short at the end of the month. Give your local State Farm agent a call for a free discount double check. They'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies can save you hundreds of dollars a year. Being there to help keep more of your money is why your local State Farm agent is here. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. In Huntington, John Garten, 304-525-1116. And in Barbersville, Marcia Slater, 304-736-6100.
Listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Welcome back to the Ken Henderson Center for today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We've had a great show so far, and to clean it all up in the cleanup position is Tyler Kennett from HD Media.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm good. You got a big position here.
Yeah.
You got to follow Brooklyn, which you got a chance to talk to as well. Tough. And so we'll be reading more about what you talked about her about with your coverage on HD Media.
Sure.
We had Ryan Crisp, Mr. Utility Player himself, and now here you are to wrap it all up for us. My condolences to the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, right.
I'm a Bengals fan. I feel your pain.
I've watched them lose a lot more, so I was happy with the year. A lot of injuries piled up and everything.
The Commanders lost, so I was happy as well.
Yeah, I was rooting for them a little bit.
Oh, no, not at all. not doing that at all. No, sir. We got Marshall basketball back at home finally after a 4-game road trip. I know the players were like, it's not that big of a deal. We flew down. Mm-hmm. Remember that? We were talking to Obina. He was like, we flew down. We're fine. The bus trip's a little longer than Georgia Southern. But they're finally back home. And it's an interesting quirk. You pointed this out a couple of weeks ago to me. When we were all snowed in, except for me and Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was up in Morgantown sitting there.
Yeah, it was crazy a couple weeks ago, but the scheduling quirk, and I know Coach addressed it as well the other day, but you play a team then you play another team, and then you play that same team again. And it seems to be something more of a Marshall scheduling quirk than anything.
Right.
And I know Coach has got to put up a brave front here. He can't really talk about it too much, but I'm sure that's got to be frustrating the way the schedule has been working out.
It's interesting. I remember I was watching, I forget which game it was. It might have been the JMU matchup on ESPN Plus, and their guys called it almost like a baseball schedule where you play a team and then you play them again and all that. I thought that was funny, but it's interesting. I think it's kind of I don't know if it's to your benefit or not. I think that if you have the turnaround that you have where you have to get ready and go on the road and do that, to have a team where you've played them and then you're going right back to play them again within a week, there maybe is a little bit better of a feeling for preparation there compared to potentially, say, for instance, you play a team at the beginning of the year and they progress really well. Say, for instance, you played Marshall the first game of the year and you play them now. It's a completely different team in a lot of stats and aspects in that way. So maybe there's some good there. And I know that Coach Jackson also mentioned they're the only team in the conference with 2 4-game road trips. So that's also another pretty big quirk for them as well, that you have to get hot and win on the road. And Sun Belt has dipped a little bit recently, but at the time when we were talking about that, was winning over 60% of the games at home. All of the home teams are usually at a big advantage. Obviously, you play better at home, as he said, as well. So there's some stuff to it, especially Marshall plays really, really well at home.
Only 2 losses on the season so far at home. The Herd hoping to continue that trend tonight against a team that has some flashes. There is no doubt you're not, even though you beat this team the first time, if you're Coach Jackson, you're not overlooking anything.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because he brought that up the other day. They're bigs. They still got their points. And I was not surprised when Coach was playing his cards a little close to the vest. He said we'll have a couple of defensive wrinkles for him, but he's not giving up or yielding anything. He knows that this is going to be a tough rematch tonight.
Yeah, there was a shift they made in the last matchup to a 2-3, and then from that point on, I think up to that point, Georgia State had 40 points in the paint and then had 2 for the last 12 minutes of the game. So those shifts are definitely something that comes into play, but I'm sure now, obviously, Georgia State's had some time to look at that, see how that was successful and work on it. The same way Marshall was able to see what has done well there, because that game was extremely close until Marshall breaks out on a 15-0 run and pulls away there. So there's a lot of little quirks to this one. I'm sure it'll be a completely different game than what it was last time. Everybody kind of comes in and you play another round of it,
We're expecting a big atmosphere here tonight as well.
Yes.
The tickets, they've been hot. Talking to Ryan Crisp earlier, this is probably going to be the sellout. If close to
That'd be great.
If not this Saturday, but maybe both games will be a sellout. So basketball starting to heat up in Huntington.
Sure.
This will be probably the loudest I've heard it all year long, going back to last season as well. It's going to be a really unique atmosphere tonight for this one.
Yeah, obviously I haven't been, before I got this job, I hadn't been to a game here since I was a student, but those days with Elmore and everyone, what it can do for a team when the building's rocking. I mean, I know Coach Jackson said it himself in his press conference on Monday that you play better at home. He referred to himself at a time when he was able to dunk backwards when he had a crowd behind him and everything, and he's been really pushing out on the plaza, the student center. I'm young enough to have some friends who are still in school here, and they're really appreciating the effort that the staff is putting in terms of going out, handing out donuts, handing out flyers, getting people to try to come to the games. Those kinds of things are things that people pay a lot of attention to. And I know he said that that's something he's wanting to leave a stamp on in a way in terms of the way that he's running things.
How much of an impact do donuts really matter to students? As being a student not that long ago.
Free food is free food. I will go to anything if food is involved. That was my motto back in the day when I was here as a student.
Back in the day.
Yeah, it was like, what, 4 years ago? 3 years ago. I graduated in 22. So.
You're going to say, for those that don't know, you're 25.
Yes.
And Coach Jackson's 47, just had his birthday. And he was acting like he was the old man around.
He's not.
He's not. He wasn't even he was the 4th oldest guy in that room.
Right, yeah.
The other day.
Yeah.
And if Bill Cornwell, who was getting ready for our pregame, would have been in the room, he would have been the 5th oldest guy in the room.
Sure.
Tyler Kennett's with us. He is the beat writer for HD Media. as we're getting set for Marshall and Georgia State. What do you want to see tonight? If you're Coach Jackson, what do you want to see?
I don't know. I think that, Marshall's efficiency numbers are up. They're the second most efficient offense in the conference per 100 possessions. They're shooting better than just about anybody. Jalen Spear is obviously coming off of Player of the Week honors and has been shooting the ball incredibly well. If you're able to hold that up, then be a good game. I mean, the defense speaks without question. In all honesty, Obina's getting up there in blocks nearing the nation's lead. That could be something you want to see. Just in terms of his numbers, I mean, he had 9 blocks last time these two played, so that can always be a big turning point. Get those blocks. They were talking about getting 2 or 3 stops and going in and doing those sorts of things. Able to get on a good run, so it worked really well last time. So.
I want to see more Kai Spears. I think he
played a really good role on the bench last week. It felt like. Obviously, Coach mentioned Ryan Nutter being out with concussion protocol, so it's good to see some other guys step up. And really last week as a whole was one of those things where you're seeing guys step up, seeing guys play significant minutes that maybe hadn't played in a couple of games prior. And obviously not to anyone's credit, but when you're hot, you're on the floor. And it seems like Marshall's got a really good camaraderie when it comes to that, not really taking it personal whenever somebody's in there, they're doing well and they're staying in.
For me, I think Nate Martin has got to have a good game tonight.
Sure.
He's got to have a good game. He's been, I don't want to say streaky as of late.
Yeah.
But there's been some moments where he hasn't had what is a Nate Martin game, so he's got to be on point tonight. That's what I'm looking for. And, of course, I think Coach alluded to this when we talked to him. The shot selection, it's been better.
Yeah.
And he definitely agreed, because he made that remark, and he said, look, I should have made that remark, not settling for shots. We should take great shots, not good shots, great shots.
Yeah, and I mean, Marshall is just about as good as anyone in terms of assists, getting the ball out in transition and finding the good pass. I mean, Dezane Migo, as he takes a shot in warm-ups right now, is one of those guys that is consistently trying to get better assist-to-turnover ratio, and really his ratios are very good, and he wants them to be even better, you know what I mean? So having those guys that can make those plays, get it down low to guys like Nate. Coach was talking about how at JMU, Dukes were kind of playing inside and collapsing on their bigs, and then it went outside to the guards for Georgia State. So getting those phases all clicking on all ways, always good,
It's the first of a 3-game home stand. Of course, Tyler will have all the full game coverage in HD Media Properties. Yep. And of course, so I will see you upstairs.
Yeah,
this is going to be fun tonight. This is going to absolutely be fun. And we've got just a couple of minutes to go, and then we've got Bill Cornwell will be tagging out here in a minute to take your spot as we get set for our pregame coverage beginning on 93.7 The Dog, as well as right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Before we let Tyler go, again, condolences to your Detroit Lions.
Yeah, right.
I feel for you, absolutely. Who you like in the Super Bowl?
Oh, man. Chiefs. I'm rooting for the Chiefs because of Najee, Driscoll, hurt guys.
Right.
I'm very excited for halftime show. I love Kendrick Lamar, so I'm going to be watching that for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess I'm a Chiefs guy for the weekend.
I'll root for the Marshall guys.
Yes,
absolutely.
Every time.
I will root for the Marshall guys, but at the same time, I'm not rooting for either team.
Yeah. Rooting for a tie.
I'm rooting for a tie. Actually, the first tie ever in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would be something.
That's what I'm actually rooting for. I'm not.
It'd be 3 rings for Najee if they win. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
That is insane.
3 rings for him
in a row,
and he can bring them all back here to Huntington.
Yes, he can.
And then maybe Mike Green can join him eventually.
Yes, maybe so. Man, he's looking good.
Absolutely, he's looking so good. He decided, I'm not going to do the Senior Bowl.
I mean, yeah. Like since I'm wearing the hat, I'll say it. Like I was really hoping he would fall to the Lions. I think they're in the 20s. I think he's higher than that. I think he's upper half of the first round, maybe. I mean, he's very, very good. He's only going to get better. I mean, the more measurables and all those things come out. So,
Tyler Kennett, HD Media. Thanks, brother. We appreciate you stopping by. We're going to tag him out now. We've got Bill Cornwell stepping in. We've got college basketball today coming up in about 45 seconds right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Okay, you're clear.
Broadcasting from the Dave & Buster's studios. Eat, drink, play, and watch at Dave & Buster's in the Huntington Mall. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. WRBC, W231BS Huntington.